The silver breath of the vaulted stone awakens before the first candle is struck, a suspiration of ancient dust and indwelling holiness that precedes the opening new moon. Here, where the shadows of the cloisters meet the rising incense of 1,000 years, the Ave Maria is not merely a sequence of syllables, but an architectural resonance, a living pillar of sound built upon the bedrock of a singular feminine fiat. It begins as a low hum in the throat of the silence, a monophonic thread of gold weaving through the gray tapestry of the morning, tracing the contours of the angel's salutation with the precision of a master illuminator's brush. The Gregorian pulse does not hurry, it follows the slow, deliberate rhythm of the heart in contemplation. A melismatic ascent that climbs the Romanesque arches until it finds rest in the high, cold stillness of the nave. Gratia plena, the chant murmurs, and the air becomes heavy with the scent of lilies crushed against the marble of history. A sweetness that is both a wound and a balm. The voices are many, yet singular, a collective longing that seeks the face of the mother in the half-light of the sanctuary, where the echoes of part one still linger like the ghost of a prior devotion. This is the second breath, the deepening of the plea, the soul moving further into the interior castle, where the Queen of Heaven sits enthroned not in gold, but in the humility of the uncreated light. Every interval is a footstep on the pilgrim's path, every cadence a kneeling before the mystery of the Word made flesh within the hallowed vessel of her being. The melody rises in a gentle swell, a wave of liquid prayer that breaks against the shore of the divine, carrying the debris of our worldly sorrows to be washed clean in the tide of her intercession. Benedicta tu in mulieribus, the stone itself seems to sing, vibrating with the frequency of a grace that was before the foundations of the world were laid. The Dorian mode holds the grief of the world in a vessel of perfect proportion, allowing the sorrow of the Pieta to exist alongside the radiance of the Assumption without shattering. It is a sacred geometry of sound, where the distance between the sinner and the star is D by the single, unwavering line of the chant. There is no artifice here, no vanity of the performer, only the egoless surrender of the monk's breath to the timeless current of the hymn. The neumes are like birds caught in a steady updraft, circling the name of Mary with a geometric grace that defies the gravity of our fallen nature. We are transported to a place where time is measured, not by the ticking of the clock, but by the slow burning of the sanctuary lamp and the rhythmic return of the Kyrie. Now as the shadows lengthen and the second movement of this Marian devotion reaches its zenith, the supplication turns toward the hour of our departure. Sancta Maria, Mater Dei. The voice is in trait, and the tone darkens into a rich oaken resonance. The sound of ancient forests and the deep earth, where the seeds of the resurrection lie dormant. The Gregorian line becomes a lament that is simultaneously a victory, a recognition of the frailty of the flesh, held in the unwavering gaze of the Mother of Mercy. It is the sound of 1,000 vespers coalescing into a single moment of absolute presence, where the now and the hour of our death are fused into a singular point of light. The chant does not end so much as it recedes into the eternal silence from which it emerged, leaving a shimmering residue of peace upon the walls of the soul. In this sacred space, the title is no longer a label, but a physical reality, a tactile experience of the holy. The Ave Maria is the deepening of the well, the second pouring of the wine, the further exploration of the infinite landscape of grace. It is the echo of the first greeting, finding its way home to the heart of the believer, a Gregorian across the abyss of the mundane. As the final amen dissolves into the twilight, the air remains charged with the electricity of the divine, a lingering perfume of holiness that remains long after the monks have departed and the candles have guttered out. The stone remains, the silence remains, and within that silence, the hymn continues to sing itself in the hidden cloisters of the spirit, an unceasing Marian breath that sustains the world in its quiet, melodic embrace. Within the calcified silence of the high stone, keep where the air tastes of ancient dust and forgotten masonry. The daughter of the East remains enshrined in an architecture of isolation. Not of iron nor of common clay was her spirit forged, but of the subterranean light that illuminates the veins of the earth before the miner's pick ever strikes the quartz. Oh, Barbara, most radiant architect of the inner sanctuary, you who looked upon the two windows of your father's design and commanded a third to be hewn into the living rock, that the triple radiance of the undivided essence might bathe your soul in a geometry of grace. The stone groaned under the weight of your conviction, and the mortar yielded to the pressure of a faith that knew no perimeter and no boundary save the celestial. Your father Dioscorus built a citadel to hide your beauty from the world, yet he succeeded only in creating a laboratory for your sanctity, where the silence became a liturgy and the shadows became a choir of invisible witnesses. When the sky bruiseth to a shade of violet and sulfur, when the atmosphere thickens with the premonition of a galvanic descent, we look to the horizon where your name is whispered by the artillerymen and the engineers of the deep. You are the mistress of the flash and the thunder, the patroness of the sudden transition from the temporal to the eternal, as the lightning leaped from the firmament to strike the one who raised the sword against his own blood. So too does your intercession strike the calamities that threaten to overwhelm our fragile dwellings. There is a metallic tang in the air, a scent of scorched ozone and scorched earth that signals your arrival as the protectress of those who walk through fire and those who delve into the damp, dark bellies of the world, seeking the riches of the strong. You hold the chalice against the storm, ensuring that the final viaticum is never denied to the storm, caught in the sudden collapse of the tunnel or the sudden burst of the flame. In the digital echoes of our modern exploration, where the faith is shared in fragments of light and brief moments of recognition, your image flickers like a persistent flame across the screens of the weary. You are not a relic of the Nicomedean dust, but a living current, a pulse of electricity that surges through the wires of our interconnected longing. The tower you inhabited has become the icon of every soul seeking a vertical escape from the horizontal mundanity of a world without wonder. Every stone of your prison was a syllable in a poem of resistance. Every shadow was a canvas for the Holy Spirit to paint the mysteries of the Trinity. You saw the three windows as the eyes of God watching over the soul in its darkest confinement. And you taught us that even in a fortress of solitude, one can find the architecture of the infinite. The sword that ended your earthly breath became the lightning that guards the heavens, and now you stand amidst the clouds with the palm of victory in the tower of your endurance. Let the mountains tremble and the skies roar with the heavy percussion of the storm, for in the center of the tempest there is the stillness of Barbara. You are the armor of the miner, the shield of the smith, and the guide of the sailor, caught in the electric fury of the sea. Your praise is not a soft melody of flutes, but a resonant anthem of bronze and iron, a hymn that echoes in the hollow chambers of the earth and the vast cathedrals of the clouds. We invoke your name when the fuse is lit and when the hammer falls, for you are the lady of the blast who masters the energy of the cosmos and tames the wildfire for the sake of the humble. Through the corridors of history, your light travels faster than the sound of the thunder that follows it, a brilliant precursor to the divine judgment that clarifies the air. We are but explorers in a world of shadows, seeking the music of your steadfast heart in the rhythmic pounding of the rain. From the heights of your celestial tower, look down upon the flickering lights of our small lives and grant us the courage to carve our own windows into the walls of our circumstances, that we might never be without the triple light of the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. May our faith be as unyielding as the granite of your prison, and our transition into the eternal be as swift and as illuminated as the bolt that to the Virgin who became the master of the storm and the guardian of the hidden fire. The bells have ceased their bronze complaint, and now the sanctuary holds the amber weight of 7 o'clock. We stand as a small assembly of the twilight, our breath catching on the syllables of ancient promise as the day folds its weary wings. The air is thick with the scent of melted wax and the cool breath of stone, Catholic silence that prepares the way for the shepherd's entry. He does not come as a tyrant of the storm, but as the quiet governance of the soul. A king whose scepter is a staff of gnarled olive wood. In this hour, the frantic pulse of the world slows to the rhythm of the cantor's lead, and we recognize that to be ruled by him is to finally be free from the anarchy of our own desires. His sovereignty is the gravity that keeps our wandering hearts from drifting into the void. A divine magnetism that pulls the stray back to the warmth of the communal fold. Green is the color of his mercy, yet tonight it manifests as the deep emerald of a forest at rest, hidden from the scorching glare of the noonday sun. He leads us not to the shallow, muddy ponds of earthly distraction, but to the silver still waters of a grace that reflects the stars. There is no haste in his command, only the steady, patient pace of one who has walked the Via Dolorosa and knows the exact weight of a human spirit. We are the sheep of his pasture, bruised by the week's long labor and the sharp briars of our own making, seeking the grass that grows where the light of the tabernacle falls. He unbinds the heavy yoke of our ambitions and points toward the meadow of the Spirit, where the only requirement is to be still and know the providence of the one who names us. Even as the shadows lengthen across the nave, stretching like long dark fingers toward the high altar, we do not falter at the onset of the night. The valley of the shadow is no longer a place of terror, but a between the days fatigue and the eternal dawn. His rod is the strength of the cross, a vertical truth in a horizontal world. His staff is the whisper of the Spirit in the ear of the frightened, a gentle hook that pulls us back from the precipice of despair. When the world screams its chaos and the wolves of anxiety howl at the doors of our mind, his voice remains the velvet gravity that keeps us grounded. I shall not want for vanity or the hollow gold of the city, for the shepherd provides the bread of life that suffices for the journey through the deepest gloom. A table is spread before us in the sight of every ghost that haunts our history, a liturgical feast prepared by the hands that were pierced for our sake. He pours the oil of gladness upon our weary brows, a chrism of restoration that heals the cracks of doubt and the scars of our secret wars. The cup is not merely full, it is a fountain, a spill of crimson grace that stains the common cloth of our mundane lives with the purple of the celestial royalty. We sit as guests of the High King, transformed from beggars into heirs, eating the silence that nourishes more than any earthly banquet. The enemies of our peace, shame, regret, and the fear of the end, stand back in the shadows, blinded by the radiance of this holy hospitality and the unbreakable rule of the Shepherd King. Surely, goodness and mercy shall follow us, not as passive observers, but as persistent hunters of our hearts, chasing us through the gray streets of Monday in the trials of the midweek sun. They are the twin hounds of heaven, relentless in their pursuit, until we return to the house where the incense never fades. At 7 o'clock on this idle Sunday, the cycle of the week finds its holy resolution, and we find ourselves tucked within the thick wool of the shepherd's cloak. We shall dwell in the house of the Lord, not as transient visitors or strangers at the gate, but as the very stones of the temple, forever held in the loving gaze of the one who rules our life with a devotion that will never let us go. The choir's final note ascends into the rafters, leaving us anchored in the peace of a kingdom that has no end. The amber light retreats through the high arched windows of the nave, surrendering its heat to the cooling stone of the sanctuary. As the clock strikes the 7th hour of this fading Sunday, we stand in the transept, 4 distinct threads of breath drawn from the same well of silence, while the piano awakens with a sequence of falling fifths that mimic the descent of the sun below the horizon. The wood of the pews hums with a century of whispered petitions, and now our voices, the high clarion of the first sopranos and the resonant velvet of the second altos, begin to layer the ancient Latin like a shroud of silk over the day's unrest. Grant us peace, we sing, but the words are not a command. They are a suspension, a circular motion of sound that refuses to find a resolution until every shadow has been named and welcome. Dona nobis pacem, the first voice rises alone, a solitary bird crossing a darkening sky, thin and silvered by the moonlight that hasn't yet arrived. Then the second voice catches the tail of the phrase, a fraction of a heartbeat behind, creating a friction of light where the melody overlaps with itself in a celestial architecture of longing. The piano provides the landscape, a steady ripple of arpeggios. It suggests the flow of a river toward an unseen ocean, holding the SSI voices in a cradle of ivory and felt. We are the Sunday evening choir, the keepers of the threshold between the sanctity of the Sabbath and the mechanical grind of the coming morning, and our harmony is the only wall we can build against the intrusion of the world's clamor. The canon thickens now, a dense forest of vowels, where the O of Dona becomes a hollow vessel for our collective exhaustion. And the A of Payson stretches into a horizon of hope. The second sopranos find the middle ground, D of resonance that connects the crystalline heights to the grounded depths of the altos, who sing with the earth in their throats, a heavy and holy vibration that anchors the polyphony to the floorboards. There is no lead here, only a following. We are echoes of echoes, a recursive loop of mercy that spirals upward toward the vaulted ceiling. The piano's left hand begins to toll like a distant bell, slow and inevitable, while the right hand flickers in the high registers, a spray of sparks against the velvet dark of the chancel. We sing for the city outside these walls, for the cars rushing toward Monday, for the flickering neon of the streetlights and the cold concrete of the avenues. Our breath is a singular organ of air, divided into 4 streams of intent, chasing one another through the bars of the score, until the distinction between give and peace dissolves into a singular vibrating state of being. The 7 p.m. air is thick with the scent of extinguished candles and old hymnals, a fragrance of history that lends weight to our modern tongues. As the canon reaches its zenith, the voices intertwine in a dissonant suspension, a moment of exquisite tension, where the heart holds its beat before resolving into a pure, unadorned unison that rings through the empty pews like a strike of lightning softened by rain. As the final repetition begins to fade, the voices drop away one by one, retracing the path of the sun's departure. The first sopranos vanish into the rafters, leaving the second sopranos to carry the torch for a few more measures, until they too yield to the altos. Finally, a single voice remains, a low and steady pulse of pacing that seems to come from the stones themselves, supported by a final sustaining chord on the piano that refuses to let go. The pedal stays depressed, allowing the harmonics to bleed into the silence of the church, a shimmering ghost of sound that lingers long after our mouths have closed. In the 7 p.m. stillness, the prayer is no longer a song, but a physical presence, a resting place for the weary, a circular grace that knows no beginning and fears no end. The Sunday light is gone, but the peace remains, held in the resonance of the wood, the strings, and the fourfold breath of our unified spirit.
The amber wick of the 7th hour trembles against the cooling stone of the nave, where the day exhales its final gilded breath. We stand in the gathering gloaming, not as masters of the morning, but as stewards of the twilight, carrying the residue of the week's dust upon our sandals, and the weight of our brother's silence within our own throats. There is a specific gravity to this Sunday evening, the density of spirit that Richard and Betty once captured in the simplicity of a wooden flute and a heart laid bare. It is the geometry of the basin and the tower